There is no peace except the peace of God, and I am so glad and thankful to be taught. There is no peace except the peace of God, and I am so glad and thankful to be taught. There is no peace except the peace of God. There is no peace except the peace of God. Dear Divine Ones, welcome back to Miracle Mantras. I'm Kiran Jot. I'll be reading today's lesson for you, singing this mantra with you again so that you can sing it and carry it with you throughout your day. And I'll be adding a commentary at the end. This is lesson 199. There is no peace except the peace of God. Seek no further. You will not find peace except the peace of God. Accept this fact and save yourself the agony of yet more bitter disappointments, bleak despair, and sense of icy hopelessness and doubt. Seek no further. There is nothing else for you to find except the peace of God, unless you seek for misery and pain. This is the final point to which each one must come at last, to lay aside all hope of finding happiness where there is none, of being saved by what can only hurt, of making peace of chaos, joy of pain, and heaven out of hell. Attempt no more to win through losing, nor to die to live. You cannot but be asking for defeat. Yet you can ask as easily for love, for happiness, and for eternal life in peace that has no ending. Ask for this and you can only win. To ask for what you have already must succeed. To ask that what is false be true can only fail. Forgive yourself for vain imaginings and seek no longer what you cannot find. For what could be more foolish than to seek and seek and seek again for hell, when you have but to look with open eyes to find that heaven lies before you, through a door that opens easily to welcome you. Come home. You have not found your happiness in foreign places and in alien forms that have no meaning to you, though you sought to make them meaningful. This world is not where you belong. You are a stranger here, but it is given you to find the means whereby the world no longer seems to be a prison house or jail for anyone. Freedom is given you when you behold. Freedom is given you where you beheld but chains and iron doors. But you must change your mind about the purpose of the world if you would find escape. You will be bound till all the world is seen by you as blessed, and everyone made free of your mistakes and honored as they are. You made them not, no more yourself, and as you free the one, the other is accepted as they are. What does forgiveness do? In truth, it has no function and does nothing, for it is unknown in heaven. It is only hell where it is needed and where it must serve a mighty function. Is not the escape of God's beloved child from evil dreams that they imagine, yet believe are true, a worthy purpose? Who could hope for more while there appears to be a choice to make between success and failure, love and fear? There is no peace except the peace of God, because God has one child who cannot make a world in opposition to God's will and to their own, which is the same as God's. What could they hope to find in such a world? It cannot have reality because it never was created. Is it here that they would seek for peace? Or must they see that as they look on it, the world can but deceive? Yet can they learn to look on it another way and find the peace of God? Peace is the bridge that everyone will cross to leave this world behind. But peace begins within the world perceived as different and leading from this fresh perception to the gate of heaven and the way beyond. Peace is the answer to conflicting goals, to senseless journeys, frantic, vain pursuits, and meaningless endeavors. Now the way is easy, sloping gently toward the bridge where freedom lies within the peace of God. Let us not lose our way again today. We go to heaven, and the path is straight. Only if we attempt to wander can there be delay and needless wasted time on thorny byways. God alone is sure, and God will guide our footsteps. God will not desert God's child in need, nor let them stray forever from their home. God calls, and the child will hear, and that is all there is to what appears to be a world apart from God, where bodies have reality. Now is there silence. Seek no further. You have come to where the road is carpeted with leaves of false desires fallen from the trees of hopelessness you sought before. Now are they underfoot, and you would look up and on toward heaven with the body's eyes but serving for an instant longer now. Peace is already recognized at last, and you can feel its soft embrace surround your heart and mind with comfort and with love. Today we seek no idols. Peace cannot be found in them. The peace of God is ours, and only this we accept and want. Peace be to us today, for we have found a simple, happy way to leave the world of ambiguity and to replace our shifting goals and solitary dreams with single purpose and companionship. For peace is union if it be of God. We seek no further. We are close to home and draw still nearer every time we say, there is no peace except the peace of God, and I am glad and thankful it is so. There is no peace except the peace of God. There is no peace except the peace of God. There is no peace except the peace of God. And I am so glad and thankful to be taught. There is no peace except the peace of God. And I am so glad and thankful to be taught. There is no peace except the peace of God. And I am so glad and thankful to be taught. There is no peace except the peace of God. And I am so glad and thankful to be taught. And except the peace of God. And I am so glad and thankful to be taught there is no peace except the peace of God. And I am so glad and thankful to be taught there is no peace except the peace of God. And I am so glad and thankful to be taught there is no peace except the peace of God. And I am so glad and grateful to be taught. And I am so glad and thankful to be taught there is no peace except the peace of God. There is no peace except the peace of God. There is no peace except the peace of God. And I am so glad and thankful to be taught. And I am so glad and thankful to be taught there is no peace except the peace of God. There is no peace except the peace of God. There is no peace except the peace of God. There is no peace except the peace of God. Can we just give up all our frantic searches and seeking and all the temptation of the mind to think if this person would just change, this situation would just change, then I would be at peace. And so we're always running around without any peace of mind, trying to change things on the outside. And that will not work. Peace of God is within and only there. And only when we find the peace of God within will we create it without. You know, we've heard this so many times. We've heard it again and again in myriad ways. But when will we let it in? When will we say, instead of blaming others, I will sit here quietly until I find my peace. Instead of saying something is wrong out there, I will sit here and meditate and be still and listen until I can hear the voice for God, the voice for love, my inner guidance, Holy Spirit, whatever you want to use, whatever name works for you. I will sit here until I hear that voice. Maybe until the tears come. Maybe until I realize I've been holding on to this pain since I was 5 years old. Maybe until the phone rings and that friend who said something that just hurt my feelings calls just out of the blue to say, I didn't mean to say it that way. Whatever it is, we will not be tempted to blame ourselves and blame anyone else. We will sit and say, this is how it is right now. And I will sit here until I find peace with how it is in this moment. I will allow it to be. I will let my feelings be whatever they are, but I will not react. I will not take any actions until I find the peace of God inside me, waiting patiently. Waiting patiently. I will not react until I let all the guides and angels surrounding me, just praying that I will wait, that I will listen, and that I will go inside and find the truth and stillness within. So then I can move from that place and create only loving relationships with everything and everyone. Thank you for being with me. I look forward to being with you again tomorrow.